Pow wow, yo, yippee, yay, guys. Pile number 30, and I'm super excited to be with you guys today. As always, we're going to dive into the love of the community, then talk about what is happening on the markets, talk about what is happening with the SwissBorg network, with Borgpad, and of course, talk about the battle meme Royale. As you guys know, my name is Cyrus Fazel. I'm the proud founder and CEO of SwissBorg, always here to serve you. And shout out to, obviously, Crypto CG, showing that the lights and the end of the tunnel at the end of the light is always quite clear, right? Sometimes the moon is not that far, and indeed, the moon is not that far. You see, that moon that's connected, that beautiful necklace, is not that far. We'll talk about the Borg, of course. Thank you, Crypto CG, for this. Talking about the community, let's talk about what is the question of the week. Is there any public information on how many Borg are held in the thematics? So we did a little graph here to show you exactly what it is. As you know, Borg is a strong component in every basket that we have. It's one of the utility that we have is that in order to create all these beautiful baskets of tokens, you essentially need to have some Borg inside of it, right? So basically, obviously, the biggest thematic we have today is the best of blockchain. There's 9% of there. Following the different baskets, there's between 9 to 2.5%, right? Of 10% to 2.5% following the different baskets. And as of today, we have roughly 14.5 million Borg, which is roughly $2 to $3 million a change, obviously. So this is pretty much what it is. Obviously, the bigger will attract into these thematics, the bigger amount of Borg will be held in it. However, obviously, if it performs extremely well, we'll have to sell some of the Borg to recalibrate. So this happens whenever there's like big spikes on the Borg too. But it's a good, healthy way to bring volume into the Borg and add a feature to it. Now let's talk about news. News things are going quite well. Polymarket is now a little bit being shown as the one to predict the future. Polymarket is betting on something. It's betting on the blockchain, which is really cool, and it gives you any different outputs between one and A or B, right? Which is really well done. I think so. There's now Russia now looking at crypto for payments, which is quite interesting. And last but not least, HNT has been one of the token that's doing extremely well, and it's coming from more a fundamental perspective, which is that there is a huge amount of people that are subscribing to the mobile version. One thing to be sure though, the HNT token is not the mobile one, right? The mobile one is a very small market cap, so everyone's buying the primary one, but that's for IoT, which essentially should not be the one pumping, but crypto is crypto. Market update. So the first thing what we have to understand here, we are in a new territory. I told you that within the summer, things are going to happen. I didn't know why, I just felt it. This is going to be a busy summer. And I think so August is going to be even more busier. And I think so this week is going to be very busy. So we have 4 different catalysts this week. The first one, what we have to understand is there's some macro perspective. So we're going to have to see if the Q2 GDP was good or not. And this will obviously have a good effect on if we're cutting the rates or not in September. Trump is really the iconic figure right now that everyone is looking at. Obviously, Biden is out of the race. And the interesting thing is that Trump might say something huge during this week conference that's in Nashville. Maybe that, Bitcoin is going to be, crypto is going to be a great thing for America, or even maybe more than that. I don't think so. They're going to put it. He's not going to talk about being Bitcoin, being in the Federal Reserve, strategic reserve, and all that. I don't think so that's going to happen because you don't want to say that before a presidency. It'll be too crazy. But if he does say that, that's going to be a huge impact on the world. There's other things about Trump is that he wants to maybe put Larry Fink as a Treasury Secretary. Larry Fink, which is CEO of finance, pretty much, right? The CEO, founder of BlackRock, which is really pro Bitcoin and crypto and RWA and different other things. So that's really big. Then we have, last but not least, the ETF of Ethereum should probably be approved and should go live anytime today or tomorrow. So I don't think this is going to make a huge pump, but there's definitely going to be inflows. And as we've seen for the other charts, for example, as we've seen in this graph right here on the right side, is that the inflow is just growing. We have today more than 1 million Bitcoins that are into these ETFs. And that's a lot, right? Out of the 19 million that's left, that really shows that Bitcoin is just a great instrument for the regular market and for institutional investors, but as well retail that want to go into the ETFs. So this is something that's really good. What we see as well, which is very healthy, is that the stable coins is really a growing market. So we have the biggest amount of transactions that happened recently. We're not at the biggest in terms of market capitalization, but it's still very big. We can see here we're roughly at 180 billion, which is great between USDC, USDT, and the others. Last but not least, this is a great show to show you that we're at the highest amount of on-chain transactions. That means that really that blockchain is being used as it is. And what even is a better sign is that our MEX is really answering to this, right? A lot of this on-chain activity is mainly on Solana and a little bit on Base, to be honest. And these are really the two, I would say, two different networks that are having a lot of on-chain activity because, it's more scalable, it's cheaper and whatsoever. The great thing here is that you see less and less transaction happening on sexes. And this will show that the MEX is just going to be the most beautiful thing. Like imagine fast forward here, maybe in this next cycle, like we probably will maybe not even have sex anymore. Or we'll have very small amounts of sexes and everything will be done beyond DEXs. So SwissBorg having a multi-chain DEXs will be the one to get the best price, but the best user experience and the best security with it and the best regulation with it. So this is very, 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 very bullish sign for SwissBorg. It's very, very bullish for the industry in general. So I love seeing this today, that the on-chain activity is more than 15% of the total amount of transactions. And please don't forget, there's a lot of wash trading happening on sexes. Last but not least, what is pumping? What is going crazy? As you know, at SwissBorg, we always look at these cycles with different narratives. And the narratives that we felt right now that are really booming, and you see in terms of performance right here, right? We see that obviously AI is really the dominating one, right? It's the one that has been doing extremely well. That's why we have put a lot of efforts into this, into the DeepIn as well, putting in these different sales nodes and being able to offer you this through alpha opportunities, but as well early listings like for Helium and others. The number two is obviously the meme tokens. Meme tokens is just going bananas. Meme tokens is performing extremely hard. It's going great. There's so many new meme tokens, and that is something that has brought a lot of traction as well. Last but not least, the third down we can see here is more about DeepIn and DeFi and others, but they're still not really pumping as much as the others. Now, I think so. Obviously, TH is happening today. It's going to be hard to say if it's already priced in or not priced in. What I know is that it's not going to have as much as accumulation as Bitcoin. That's for sure. But you're going to see essentially people that will be investing in Ethereum because it's a great way. It's more, for example, green friendly. It's a good narrative regarding Web3, right? Where you don't have that with Bitcoin. So you get people that buy into these ETFs of Bitcoin will eventually buy into Ethereum, but it won't bring in like 200 billion in the first day. That's not going to happen. It will go slowly, but steadily, but surely. And so it's going to be a very nice, I would say, pump. And talking about pump, there's a lot of tokens that have pump, and one of the craziest one has been Mother. So let's talk about Mother. A lot of people are saying, okay, Mother is a great token, or is it a bad token? A celebrity token that I believe is a lot of future of what people want to have in crypto. Being able to invest in a celebrity that we love and hopefully be successful as much as the investment goes with this person. It's a very nice thing when you think about it. Mother, I think so the name of it, Iggy herself became one of the biggest second biggest female rapper in the US, and she's Australian, right, by the way, and white, which is not the easiest thing to do. So I would definitely say that she's a great entrepreneur. If you followed last week, there was the Laura Shen had a nice interview with her on Unchained. It really showed again that she put really her two legs and more than that into crypto. She's really pushing it a lot. There's obviously partnerships with market makers that has done. There was the fact that it was undervalued. A lot of people believe that she wants in. And I think so not all these celebrities wants in as much as she wants. So this is one of the strong reasons behind her leadership, that it has an effect into the markets. And obviously we're not at the 20 cents that we were, a few weeks ago, but we're steadily getting back to hopefully the 10 cents, which is nice. And hopefully we'll grow from there. Borgpad, the community-owned launchpad incubator that enabled you to really bring the best community to invest into the best projects. I think that you probably have received this presentation. You've seen it already. We're not going to go through the entire presentation because Danny is really the one who's on top of this and the community that's behind as well. But we know well that the primary market has been done always in a weird way, where most of the biggest part of the cake goes to certain people, which is usually VCs or early investors that are companies, corporate VCs, and essentially then it goes to big sexes, and a lot of that is going only to these people, and then it's dumped on retail people. And I think so the whole ICO thing about Bitcoin, about Ethereum, but as well about SwissBorg was always the opposite. It's like, how do you get in with the biggest amount of community to make sure that this will go on and on? Because if you dump on your best loyal community members, they're gonna feel that they're just here and they're just not gonna like it. And second is that if you just have big whales, well then eventually that you're dependent on them, and very often these big investors, well, they only have one mandate, which is to make money in the short run of time. So long story short, I think so the idea here is to do the opposite, right? Is how do you get to become the winners by creating a great community, and that community really bootstraps your project since baby, right? Since the early stage to create it, to make it very successful. And I think so this is pretty much the entire thing, which is great for projects that are very early stage, that wants to get to go through this curation, go through this incubator, be able to do an alpha opportunity with SwissBorg, then after gets to have a liquidity bootstrapping through Borgpad, and of course lists your token versus the Borg in order to bring liquidity and have a very nice cycle of life. This is really what it is. The why is it so great? Obviously, it's the fact that it's the most community-centric approach. It's done with us, which have strong experience. And I would say for SwissBorg, why it's great is that we select the best projects, we bring the best projects, best alpha opportunities, and then again, getting listed versus the pool, versus the Borg is the best thing. We want to have Borg in different liquidity pools, would have a lot of volume. This will make a buy pressure for us to live, and the more volume that will be on chain, the more volume essentially will bring the price to grow and the project to be, more sustainable as well. So this is something really what I like the most about it. So this is to phrase again how it's done. There's an in-house incubator, so there's mentorship and network. It really tries to strategize on your project. Then there's a launch that could happen with the product itself. There's an alpha early deal that could happen through SwissBorg. Then the distribution phase could happen with other partnerships with KOLs that we work with and all that. How do you grow? Do you go to markets, and how do you really ramp up the marketing? And then Borgpad is the day where essentially you bring on-chain liquidity and you do your TGE or IDOs on different marketplaces, and it gets listed on SwissBorg. So this is really the best thing that we could offer as an ecosystem, is to learn from what we've done in 2017. And what we've learned in this last 8 years is huge amounts of things that you should do and should not do. And it's a great way for us to, again, to attract the best projects, the best entrepreneurs who are really loyal to their mission and loyal to their community members. This is something that's extremely important that we're looking towards. We're not only looking for performance and best projects, we're looking is that loyalty to devote yourself towards your mission and to your community members. Because by doing so, this is the best recipe to make it. because there's going to be the difficult times. If you don't have that, the difficult times is that you'll move on to the next project and you'll spin off and you'll do that and that. And we've seen that in crypto too many times, and we should avoid doing that, because if you want to build Bitcoin, it doesn't take a year to have an ETF. It took 12, 15 years to do this thing. And this is what does to most companies. It takes a lot of time to build sustainable growth and a very loyal company that has high standards. So I'm not going to go through this. We're going to jump through directly, and I'm sure Danny has already went through it. But this is really what it is. We have already great partners that we have. So 50 partners, which I am one of the investors. CVVC, Super Team in Germany, with the Solana guys, Colosseum. So we really have really good way when shift happens as well. So this is just the beginning, guys. This is going to be very, very exciting for us to see how Borgpad is going to bring more and more of these great projects to be incubated through the SwissBorg ecosystem, how you'll be able to invest, participate, do liquidity bootstrapping, and fortunately be able to use these products in a great way that will hopefully bring you to financial freedom. Talk about financial freedom. Let's talk about what is SwissBorg. SwissBorg is one of the best crypto app we have in Europe, and can enable 1 million users to be financial free. By doing so, we offer the best way to buy, sell, get into DeFi, go into staking, build baskets, build your wealth in such an easy, secure, and fun way. The thing about SwissBorg very often is people start comparing. It's like, oh, you guys are it's more expensive, blah, 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 blah. Let's check this out right now in this video. One of the top 8 different apps that are able to buy and sell crypto. But let's figure out exactly what is the cheapest one. Let's buy. Another thing that's very important here to share is that the amount of trades that people do. So let's say this example, okay? So I went from Swiss francs to Sol, right? So on any other platform, you go Swiss francs to USD, USD to Sol. So that is already 2 transactions. Now you want to go to render. So you're going to have to sell your Sol to essentially US dollars. And then these US dollars, you're going to have to buy render. So you did CHF, USD, USD, Sol, Sol, USD, USD, render. Those are 4 trades. Each time there's a commission, right? So with SwissBorg, you go from CHF to Sol, and then you go from Sol to render. That's 2. So even on Binance or any of these things, you just now reduced essentially 2 operations. So even if we were twice as much as expensive as these guys, we would essentially be the same. So you divide the amount of transactions by 2. That means we're actually even twice cheaper than most of these platforms. And this is a thing people cannot get out. So please share it, and please realize that what we're doing is very different. And if you want to be different and want to be part of our team, we have a lot of different really cool positions that are at SwissBorg. If you want to be part, just apply to these jobs, or if not, refer one of your top friends. You get up to 3,000 franc in Borg for this. Did you score goals? I don't know, but the good thing is that there are some winners. Congrats to you, LU, VKK. To number 2, that goes to DAHKO, and the number 3, that goes to OTAN. And there's many swag as well winners. I think so. It was a lot of fun. It was a nice Euro Cup. Sad that Switzerland didn't make it, that UK lost versus Spain, and sad that France didn't play that well at the end. But anyways, it was definitely a great Euro Cup. I got entertained. I hope you did too. Now let's get to Battle Royale. The Memecoin thematic. Let's see who's going to win. As you guys know, this has been the quarterfinals, the 3rd quarterfinals right now. So far, we had already 3 quarterfinals. And let's invite Benji to see who's going to win between Floki and Pepe. Guys, couldn't be more excited about the Memes Battle Royale. Obviously, this is the 3rd quarterfinal. The first one was Dodge versus Shib. Who won?
Shib, obviously.
So you got lucky on that one, I should say. The second quarterfinals, it was all about the Solana dogs, which was obviously Whiff versus Bonk. And this time, I think so, you did lose.
Exactly, yeah. Danny did take it. with Lost.
Yes, with Bonk. And today it's all about this beautiful frog versus that other dog. Benji, I'll let you start this time.
All right. A couple of things that I really like about Floki. First of all, it's a shib. Obviously, a lot of people like shibs, even if they are not that unique. What is unique, however, is what they've been building. Once again, a little bit similarly to shib, Bonk is a team that's very focused on grinding on the devs and making platforms that create something new and help their holders do stuff with the token. And so, for example, they have Valhalla, which is an NFT metaverse game where you can grind to win NFTs and Floki tokens. There's also Flokify, which is a DeFi platform. There's Floki University that allows people to learn more about crypto with a community-sourced information. And there's Floki Places, which is an NFT and merch marketplace. And so with these systems, with these programs that they've built, they really managed to set themselves apart and grow from a meme platform to a whole ecosystem. And that's really what I like about Floki. What can you say about Pepe?
I could just say one word. What is the best? One question, sorry. What is the best meme of crypto?
Doge?
It's this frog. I think so. We had enough with those dogs, and they're very cute. All these Shibas, they're very nice, but they're just copies of each other. And of course, they have to prove themselves by building so much. But at the end, the biggest thing you have behind here is the IP of the meme culture. The IP of essentially having a frog that's been here for always, right? I mean, before having this meme token, we had stickers in the office. We had all the different type on Slack, all these different icons. Was always this meme. This meme, what could be, make meme coins great again. It could be just him being sad, being funny. This frog has really showed the meme culture so many ways to express ourselves. So it's almost like a language and a culture within crypto. And that's why, for example, me, it was the second day it was launched, I think so, and I just jumped on it right away. I didn't do the due diligence I did. It was just the dogs had their time. Now it's time for the frog to shine. I was like, most definitely, I just sent in 2 ETH over there. I should put in way more than that. And that was definitely till today. I haven't sold any of it. One of my greatest investments. And I believe this is the reason why people rally for this frog, because it's really within the crypto culture. If you're a degen, if you are part of the crypto culture, you know that this frog has made you laugh multiple times. And just for that reason, tokenizing it, bringing it into all the different exchanges around the world pretty much has been a great, great investment for many people. And I still think that we're early with this one. And there's a lot of big holders and very diamond hands that will push this price even much further.
Yeah, it makes sense, and I like the approach of saying it's a more unique meme, and that, in one sense, I think that it's a very valid point. On the other side, there's also tokenomics that we have to look at, and if you look at Floki, there's, for example, 20% of the whole total token supply, which is used for liquidity providing. They have a burn mechanism. They're handling. They don't have as many huge whales as Pepe, so maybe there's also this to look at, and definitely also there's an expected price or how much it can still grow. Pepe is much bigger than Floki right now, with a lot less built around it. Sure, a very nice IP, a very, very legendary meme there, but a lot less built and a much higher market cap. So how much can it really grow compared to people that are building and really working every day to make an ecosystem even bigger? I think that's an interesting question.
Yeah, I do agree that Pepe, such as well as we talked about this Lashiba last time, really has a strong roadmap and a team behind that's building a lot of different use cases. This one, I don't think this is going to be the case for Pepe. I see this as like a competitor to Dodge, which is a bit more like old school, and which is that we just bring value because there is a lot of people that believe in it, right? There's this fundamental value that is disguised in like how many holders there are, right? There's like today on chain, there's 260,000 people that have this token. Obviously, there's a huge concentration on Binance exchange, which is not great. Like 27% of that is on those. But it is, if you look at their website, it is ranked very highly in so many different continents: Africa, Asia, US, Europe. It really has a really international play because, again, everyone who's part of this culture, of crypto culture, does recognize this Pepe. So I think so it's a big plus for that. If you're looking for sophisticated things and all that, I don't think so Pepe is the right token for you. I think so. We never know, though, because don't forget that Floki started like that as well in the last cycle, and then it's been really now the last few years that things have been doing crazy on Floki, and same for Shiba. And this is still quite a new token, right? It's only maybe a year and a half max, I would say.
Yeah, I've just looked up their Twitter. It's sure you also have a point that Pepe has 70,000 more followers, but they're both on more than 600,000, which is a very good amount of traction for both of these projects. But there is one argument you're forgetting, and it is that if you have a frog that tries to fight a dog, I'm pretty sure the winner is going to be the dog. So I think that's also what's going to be happening here on our Twitter poll on the SwissBorg channel.
But what happens if this battle is actually done in the water?
I think it's the same thing. Same outcome.
I mean, look, I think that in both cases, look, I don't own any Floki. I own some of this beautiful frog, and again, the fundamental value for it is just it's a great meme culture. It's really one of those unique one. There's a lot of big holders. It's ranked. It's listed everywhere besides on Coinbase. It's going to be that old school one that's going to stay, I think so, forever. I don't see this one moving any way away. And looks like Floki is a new generation of things that are being building on top of it. So it looks like it's a solid project too. Guys, let us know what you think is the best. Yeah, let's see who's the best, who get it. And I just wanted, last thing, you see us already supporting or making fun of Trump way before Trump was even a candidate. So the vision of Pepe maybe is probably right.
Fair enough.
So to sum this up, it definitely, Pepe and Floki have both advantages from it. Here's a scoring card that could enable you to maybe to have a better judgment to it. But anyways, go on Twitter and show us their love. Borg and some data, nothing great to be honest. Nothing has really moved, unfortunately. Same for the app itself, a little bit more volume, but not too great either. And the number of new users is quite small. The net flow, not great. Summer is not the greatest, though the market has pushed a lot. In terms of community index, caster score, and it's neither great, neither bad, 5.0. So Borg volume is up a little bit up, invitation slightly, thanks to the Italy campaign, I believe. And the rest is pretty much so-ish. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Beautiful Borgers. Sometimes the moon is not too far. It's not too far from us. And I strongly believe in that. CryptoCG, thank you for this. It really shows, again, the Borg's not at his best. We haven't reached the 20 cents, though it was a very nice one from Crypto Glasgow that showed that we did break the 18 cents or the 19 cents, I think so, barrier for some time where we were in that channel that was quite descendant itself. So happy that that moving average was finally passed, and I really hope that we are going to discover new highs. In terms of new highs, I do believe, again, that we are going to have a lot of news in the coming weeks and days and weeks. And this market is definitely going to move in one side, I believe, in the next couple of sessions. So please hang in. Please enjoy the summer as well. I've enjoyed last week a bit. It was nice and there's good weather. So please enjoy this time to reflect. It doesn't mean you should switch off completely from crypto because it's a 24/7, 365 type of game. There's good news going to be happening too. I don't want to reveal them yet, but you probably know what I'm talking about. So as always, be healthy, be wealthy, love our Borg and equity. Take care, guys. Bye.
Thank you for watching our weekly powwow episode. If you enjoyed the show, make sure to leave a like, and if you didn't, tune in next week anyway, so that you can figure out if it's better then. Bye!